Hey everybody. Give me a minute here. Let me get this all set up. It's gonna take me. Alright. So I'm finally back. It's been a little bit of a journey here. Long story short, I had no air. My office is in the top of my house. So it just wasn't, there was just no way I could go live here. So not having air, it was like super, super, super hot, which like we get a couple years of like really hot stuff in Michigan, or a couple weeks. And it just so happened to be the time that I didn't have air, which is, you know, it figures. So, what I'm kind of like, I'm kind of getting like catching up now. So I've got a lot to do tonight. So I'm gonna honestly just like get right into it. Do some talking, talk about stuff as I'm planning. So, I still need to set up like my July monthly. I need to set up this week in my planner, next week in my planner, a couple weeks in my reading planner. Like, ideally, I'm going to set up my July calendar. I'm going to set up this week and next week in my bullet journal, and preferably also 2 weeks in my reading planner. So I've got a lot going on right now today. So that's why I'm just getting right into it. As I was sitting here prepping and kind of pulling out some stuff that I want to use, I started working on my July calendar and kind of set up for my bullet journal. If you've been around, you know that I do tip-in pages with my moods and my one good thing a day and like the full calendar and everything. So that's what I've already started to do. And that's what I've got done here already. What I will do is I'll have like, this is the cover page, and I typically put a small calendar here. And then in my bullet journal, there'll be the calendar here. And then I just kind of did these really quick, which is a mood tracker and a one good thing a day. I'm going for like a summery USA, like Americana type vibe for the theme. So it's going to be like red, white, and blue, sunglasses, all of that. So, like I said, I am kind of just jumping right in because I've got a lot to do. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to set up my calendar in here. And for that, I'm going to use my calendar builder. Now there's 5 weeks, or 5, weeks. Like calendar weeks in July. So I'm going to put this down, tape it up, and do some inking on here. And then, yeah. So I will do all 4 days on this side. And I usually set my calendars on Sunday starts. It's funny because I like my calendars on Sunday starts, but my week on Monday starts. I'm not really sure why, but like it just makes sense in my head. I think it's because like I'm used to like growing up, my calendars were like, I don't know, I feel like most calendars are Sunday starts, right? Like, but my planners I like to be Monday start because I like having like that full weekend together. So like Saturday, Sunday. I don't know. It's weird, but it makes sense in my head. I don't know. So I'm just going to washi this down so I can work on this. And then, like I said, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I already planned this one out so I could look at it as I was doing this. So we are going to use all 4 of these, but we will only use the second 2 in the top part. So the next thing I'll do, shoot, I just dropped it, is start kind of washi taping that out, just so more as a reminder that I don't want to get in there. So usually I do like several colors, but since it's like kind of like a red, white, and blue theme, I think I'm gonna kind of switch it up a little bit and just do like red and one, like alternate red and blue, which is definitely different than I usually do, but let's just see how it works, I guess. I don't know. I definitely kind of want it to look like staggered, so we'll go this one. I don't want to make them too dark because I want to be able to write in these. I don't necessarily want to have to use like a white pen. So yeah, so I didn't have air for 2 weeks. That's a whole saga. Thankfully, I was able to. I was already going out of town for the first weekend, and then was staying with somewhere else for the week. And then I just kind of got to the point where I was like, I just miss being home. Thankfully, we have a pool, so on the weekend I was able to kind of take advantage of that. But it was so hot that the pool water was hot, so it was kind of like almost not even refreshing. And then we got our air conditioner replaced on a Tuesday, and then like on Wednesday it wasn't working again, so they had to come back out Thursday, and that was of last week. So like Friday was 4th of July, so it was like, if it doesn't get done now, like we're gonna go all weekend without an air conditioner, and that's gonna be miserable. And it was really hot here over the 4th of July, so it was just like, ugh, not fun. This color particularly, I'm going to go very light on, just so like I'll be able to get, you know, see what I'm writing in the background, or see it in the foreground of the dark color blue. So yeah, so that's the reason I haven't been on for a couple weeks. And then I had 100% planned on coming on live yesterday until I realized that because I didn't have my calendar, any of my stuff set up, I forgot that I was going to a book event last night. So that's why we're live tonight. So, and then if I don't get all of this done, I'm gonna have to go live another night because I can't keep putting off all my planning. I was doing such a good job for a while of being like so far ahead that I was like working in my junk journal and doing all this other stuff. Now I'm like panicking because I'm so far behind now, or I feel like I'm so far behind. Yeah, this is totally different than what I usually do, but well, we'll go with it for the month. Okay, so then I'm moving this over, and I'm gonna look at, like I said, I wrote the calendar out already. So 4, and then these ones will still be there. Will definitely be there. And we'll only need 3 on this side. So we can move this over. And we'll definitely need the whole top row. But we won't need most of the bottom row. 1, 2, 3, 4. We won't need 2 of the bottom row. Is that right? Yeah. So if you ever had questions on how I use this, this is kind of how I use it. It's, I just use a little bit of washi tape to kind of remind myself of where I'm going to want to plan and where I'm not going to want to plan. So we're just going to go back and keep alternating the red and the blue. Because I thought about doing this mixed together, but in the past when I've done it, it's just become like a lot of purple. Because the red and the blue, like it was just like red, blue, and purple, and that just always seemed like weird to me. So I figured I'd try it with just the alternating solid colors this year. I definitely like it better when it's more of a mixture of colors, but you know. Okay. And then the last thing on here is we'll do our red. How's everybody doing? I hope you all had a good, whether it was 4th of July, Canada Day, any of that. It's definitely like, I was out of town the week before 4th of July for that Monday, and so it was like I'm coming off 2 straight weeks of like shorter weeks, and now I'm like, oh, I have a whole week this week. This really does not, I don't like it. So I need a good vacation. My mom and my brother and his 2 oldest kids are in Florida right now, and I'm like, well, I mean, I don't want to be in Florida, like, because it's hot enough here. But I just want, like, dang, 10 days off of work sounds really nice right now. Hopefully I'll be able to relax a little bit this weekend. Last weekend with 4th of July and everything was just a lot. It was like people everywhere. Sorry, 1 second. Okay, so there is the calendar set up, and then I'll put numbers and all of that to it. Because I have a lot to do, I started like pulling out the stencils I wanted to use and all of that. So, kind of just have a pile of like possibilities, which is pretty funny. And let's set these to the side. Yeah, I think instead of like actually coloring it in, I'm just gonna do like the outline of it. So I'm just using this font stencil and obviously writing July. And then I'll go through here and number the boxes and whatnot too. So let's do. I'm trying to be better about putting all my inks away like as I'm using them. I hate when I end a live and it's just like a pile of ink here. Oh my gosh, I like for a second was forgetting that I did a Sunday start, and I was like, oh my god, I just missed an entire column. Okay, so there is that, and then like I said, I'm doing kind of like a Americana-y-ish theme, mostly like fireworks and stuff. So let's pull those out. And I'm just going to add kind of fireworks throughout here. I feel like I'm in like a theme rut. Like I don't know what I want to make my themes be anymore. I feel like some ones it's so easy because it's like they lend themselves to a specific thing. You know, whether it's like Halloween or Christmas or like Mother's Day. And I really want to do summery stuff for August, because actually I really want to do more like lake stuff. So maybe I'll do more of like a lakey theme for August, because we're doing a book getaway on a lake. So I want to do like, I don't know, I mean it's summery, right? But maybe I'll make some lakey stuff. That'd be cool. So we're just doing some really quick fireworks in here. And then, like I said, I also need to add my dates in here. I know it's kind of a different night for me to be doing a live, so I do intend to continue to do them on Tuesday nights. I know there's a couple of Tuesday nights coming up, though, that I'll either have to not do a live or move it to a different day. I actually just this afternoon saw a baseball game, a Tigers, like an MLB game. I'm in Detroit, so the Tigers, they're having like a book club night, and they have, I can't remember her name, but she's the one person who wrote Powerless. I guess she's from Michigan. And they're doing like this whole, like, it's book club night, right? So they have a jersey, which I'm assuming is themed to the book because I haven't read it, but, and then they're giving away, like, they did custom books, like, of this book where it has, like, the Tigers logo and stuff on it. Like, I just think it's really cool. They're doing, like, signed custom. You need to pay extra for the book, but, I think that's such a cool giveaway that I did pay extra, because that's like a very unique book. You know what I mean? Like, it's not just like, oh, it's signed, or oh, it's a special edition. Like, that's like hyper local, like, super cool. So there is that calendar. I'm gonna move that to the side while we work on our outer pages. Like I said, I've already done those inside ones of the One Good Thing. This is just our star stencil, and this is our sunglasses pattern, and I just drew those out for 31. So again, I'm going to do July on here. I'm going to do it a little lower. I feel like the summer months is always the very hardest for me to keep in my planners. And I never know why, because it's not like I'm like, I don't have kids that are in school. I don't have, like, I'm not a school-related job where I have a summer off or anything. Like, I think it's just, like, all the things that are going on. And because other people have kids in school, like, more events tend to be in the summer. So maybe that's it. I don't know. Hi, Cindy. Okay. So I'm just going to do like fireworks and how are you doing? I feel like I haven't talked to you or anybody really in a long time. Particularly because my power was out, or not power, my air was out. So I was like away from the entire world for like a week, 2 weeks really. It was hard because it was like I just didn't want to do anything. Like, that's so hard. People that live without air, like, I don't know how, I can't do it here for like 2 weeks. I was miserable the whole time. And like I said, I didn't even stay here all of it. But that was part of it too, like having to stay away from home and stuff because there's no air. Ugh, so annoying. Oh my god! Congrats! How awesome. Was it a nice wedding? How cool. You drink a little too much. Whatever. I mean, that's what weddings are for, right? And you danced. Yay. That's so cool. You have to send me pictures. Or show me pictures. I don't know, like I feel like I want to do something on the bottom here and I don't know what. Maybe I'll just do more fireworks. Yes, please. How was what'd you wear? Nice pretty dress, I'm sure. I feel so old. I feel like all your kids were just babies. Not that I knew you when they were babies, but you know what I mean. Like they were all young when we first met. Oh my god, I can't believe you got married. Yay, good. I'm sure you looked amazing. I have more questions, but I'll do that when we're not alive. That's insane to me. I can't believe your youngest is 20. Holy cow.
Hey, Mom.
I'll call you later.
What's wrong?
Nothing, I'm on a thing.
Sorry.
Bye. Yeah, I don't feel like any of you guys are old enough to have adult children. Alex's son just graduated high school too, and I'm like, this is not possible. Like, I remember when they were babies. I'm like, I don't even have my shit together. How do you have children that have their shit together? Make sure this is still like good. That's so crazy. I just can't even I'm still can't wrap my head around this. Oh my gosh. Well, congratulations. That's so awesome. And do you like his new wife? You better. Amazing. I love all of that for all of you. Did they go on a honeymoon or hanging around still or? Oh, nice. Are they still there? You said June. This was at the end of June, and I can't like comprehend dates right now. Are they still there? Did they already come back? Okay, so that's gonna be the outside of my July monthly, and then I'm going to use our tip and tape to tip that in. Obviously, I'm gonna try the bigger one because last month I used the thinner one, and it just kept like peeling off, and I'm still having to like fighting with. I feel like I fought with it the entire time. So let's use the thicker one this month and see how it goes. They say 7 days. Yeah, that makes sense. I feel like ever since, so we didn't have heat or we didn't have air for 2 weeks, and it was miserable because it was like our hottest time of the year. I mean, it's still pretty hot here, but it was like super, it was like upwards of 90s, like 90s into the hundreds. And so I feel like from that point, like I didn't go live. I like really wasn't working on order. Like I just tried to stay out of my office because it was so hot in my office, and like, you know, no amount of breeze and fans can get you out of 90-degree weather when like your house has been hot for days. And I feel like I didn't plan. I didn't do anything. Like we did, boyfriend Alex and I got out of town for a couple. We had already been planning that though. We were in Cincinnati for a weekend because he's a Yankees fan. The Yankees were in Cincinnati, so we had been planning on that. So thankfully, like the timing of that was perfect. But it still was like miserable, you know, when we got back and all that. And we had to get a whole new air conditioner, and like they recommended also replacing the heat with it because our furnace was like 16 years old, and they obviously do a better rate when you do it together and all that. And they're like, if you can afford it, do it both. And it was just like, oh. So that was a huge production. And then like the day after they replaced it, like they were here for like 11 and 12 hours. And then the day after they replaced it, the air conditioning like line froze. So like it wasn't working again. Oh my gosh. And that was the day before 4th of July. It was rough. It was rough going here. Yeah, I told our Alex, Georgia Alex, Vegas Alex, I was like, I feel like this is a repeat of Italy last year, and not in a good way, because it was just so hot and miserable and there was no air. Oh. It was awful. Like, thankfully my office has air, and like my one coworker and I basically control it because it basically goes to the front of the building first, so we kind of have control of it because all the guys, like, they're in and out anyway, and they don't really care, to be honest. So we kind of have control over it. So like I told her, I was like, I'm sorry, I know this is gonna be super cold, but I really need to just turn this down as cold as possible and experience air. And she's like, no, I get it. It's okay. I was just like, I just need to have air for a little bit, please. Oh, it was awful. It was just so, and I know people used to do it, but I just don't know how anymore. Like, it's just so, just feels like every day it was stifling hot. And we have like an above ground pool, but it was so hot out that like even the water really, like, it was like bath water, which like is nice when it's like the air is a little cooler, but when it's that hot out and you can't go inside to have air and you just want to cool off for 10 minutes, like it was awful. It was so bad. Okay, so there is my July monthly. Like I said, I'm kind of like gonna fly through this a little bit as quick as I can. So next up we have this week, which I realize now is Shark Week. I've had long-standing plans to like do some fun stuff, and I had some other shark releases that I want to put out, which you'll see. And like I said, I was so discombobulated with all of that other stuff that I kind of missed about. So, at some point in the next like week, I will be releasing the rest of the summer stuff, including the Shark Week stuff, and I'll do probably a little sale on the Shark Week stuff because I missed it. And I feel stupid that I missed it. I know I probably won't get it out. Like, I don't even know if I'll get it out this week, so I'm bummed because I had this stuff designed for so long. Like, I have all the pictures taken. I guess really I could list it. I should just list it tomorrow. I'll do my best. I don't know. Okay. But yeah, so I didn't realize, or I did realize and didn't comprehend that it's Shark Week. So I'm going to do like a Shark Week shark spread. I'm going to start out by covering this whole page in like a light blue, because I'm going to do kind of the same concept as I did the last time I did a shark layout. I think it was in April. But instead of like the fins popping out, I'm going to do like shark swarmy type view with one of the stencils that hasn't been released yet, but will be, as long as I can find all the details. Honestly, I might release it tomorrow. If I can find all the pictures. So I'm just using one of these really big round brushes. And I like this size brush to cover a page, like when you're getting an even color, especially if you're not stenciling, but even if you're stenciling, you can use this. But I just find this is a great way to apply a lot of color fast to a large area. Because if I was using like one of those smaller brushes for this, this would take a really long time. Whereas I'm able to do this in a few passes with the big one. But I do always try to really make sure I got a lot of ink on it. So then I did also get a CPC ticket last night, which I was kind of excited about. I was unsure because I did apply to teach a workshop there and unfortunately didn't get it, which I was really bummed about. So it took me a few days to like lick my wounds and like get pumped back up by my friends, and decide I was going to try for a ticket. But I did, so I'm going to do CPC this year, which has been a few years since I've done that, so I'm excited. And then I did apply, Erica and I applied again for SGS, so, which is in New York next year, and I've never been to New York, so I'm really excited about that. So I hope I get that one, so I have an extra excuse to go. I know. I really hope I get it. I want to go so bad. I mean, I probably will try to go anyway. But obviously it's much easier when like I have the excuse of like, oh, I'm flying there for work. Not just like, oh, I'm just going to have some fun. Okay, so now I'm going to take one of our new stencils. I've got a few shark ones that are like kind of in the wings waiting. I do have this old shark fin one, which I like, but we've already done a layout with it, especially with this blue color. So we're gonna leave that there. I think I want to use this like shark swarmy type one and do kind of like a, yeah, like a shark swarm. I had a great brush in here somewhere. I am too. I'm super excited, and I really, well, first of all, I really hope I get the session, because obviously, like, that's part of my motivation, but, because Eric and I actually also applied with essentially the same one to CPC and didn't get it, which was a bummer. But I just want to do a session with her. I think that'd be really fun. Okay, this is not the color I want. I want a darker gray. For this, it definitely needs to be a darker gray on top of. Have you ever been to New York, Cindy? I have not. That's why I'm like super pumped about it. My plan is to definitely go at least a day early, especially if we get their session, because the concept of it is like a junk journaling session on like New York. So like I want to go and get pictures early so I can use them in examples. Oh, for sure. I really like, there's two things I really want to do. I want to take one of those really dumb red tourist bus, like around, or like a hop on, hop off type one. Like the double decker ones. And then I really want to get on a ferry. Preferably the one that takes you like by the Statue of Liberty, because I want to see that too. But probably wouldn't have time to like go out to Ellis Island. You know what I mean? So those are like my two goals. But also like other random stuff, like I would want to go to the Harry Potter store, even though I probably wouldn't buy anything. Like I just want to see it. I definitely would want to go to the Disney store, like you know what I mean? Like I want to do dumb shit. I also like, obviously probably not that time, but I've told, so my boyfriend Alex is a Yankees fan, and he, you know, he had never seen them play, so I took him last year when they were in Detroit, and then this year we went to Cincinnati to see him play. But I keep telling him, like, well, you have to go to New York. Like, you have to see your team in your stadium. Like, so I told him that whenever we did that, I really want to go to, I don't know if you've ever seen on Netflix that movie Nona's. That's like an actual restaurant in Staten Island. So I really want to go to that too. But I've heard like there's like a super long time to get a reservation. So like it would probably take, you know, a while. So those are like my three things, even though that last one I probably wouldn't be able to do this time, but the double-decker bus is like one of the main things, because I mean you'll get to see most of the stuff on that. Like they'll take you to Times Square, they'll take you to all the, like, you know, the things. I really want to go to New York at Christmas too though, so, and see like all those things. I would also like to go to the top of the Empire State Building. I like being high. Now I'm like, when I go to Chicago, I should do the Willis Tower, because I haven't done that in a long time. yeah, those are like my main things. And then I would want to, like, if I had time, the other thing I would love to do is like go to a hockey game and or like a Broadway show. Like the dream would be to get like Hamilton tickets, but I mean obviously that's like a pipe dream. I'm also just excited about the potential for like the planner spreads from that and the junk journal potential too. Like so many good stencils I can make. I mean, I already have done New York stuff, but I'll definitely be making a lot more if I go. Okay. So very quick Sharpie layout. As I said, that it's kind of this is kind of a fast-paced live. I want to get a lot done. So I'm just use these boxes to create the outline of my box that I will plan in. So we're at 8:40, which gives us enough time definitely to do next week, and then hopefully also be able to do at least 1 2-page spread on my reading journal. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27. So I'll go here. If you're just joining me, hi. I am working on this week's layout because I'm so far behind. I've already done July. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And I'll flip through that like towards the end. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then my intention is to do next week in my bullet journal, and then pop on over to my Bookworm Life Planner and do, hopefully, like, it would be ideal to do, like, essentially 4 weeks, but 2 pages worth of spreads there, too. So I am kind of going a little faster than usual, and that's largely in part because I got a lot to do. So I am also kind of like making it look like there's like a shark bite taken out of these letters. And I'm just doing that by tracing the letters. And then just kind of making like a shark bite-y type pattern in it. And then coloring it in. That did not come out very well. So I'm gonna like actually try to draw it first. And then I'll kind of color around it. This is another reason I'm mad, because I actually had intended to do an entire font with like shark bites taken out of it. Ugh. And I didn't have time to do it because of our power, or our air. And then actually the one night I came home and we didn't have power either, so we didn't have air or power. So it was like a double misery. And the funny thing, my aunt was texting me. She's like, okay, no power. Is there air yet? And I'm like, if there's no power, even if we had air, there wouldn't be air. Like, I can't believe it's Shark Week and I haven't even watched any shark stuff. I feel so behind. I feel like I'm still like making up for like the 2 weeks that I didn't do anything though, so it's hard. Oh my goodness. Pens just don't want to be dark. Okay, so and the last thing I'm gonna do is just add the dates in. I kind of feel like being funny and making like the dates red, so let's do that. This is the 7th. Okay, so then the last thing I will do is add the day. And then now I can actually do a little bit of planning this week, even though it's basically half over. I'm mostly excited that I can actually get in my planner or my calendar now and write down all the days of the stuff that I already have tickets for and keep forgetting, like yesterday's thing. Okay, so there is that one. And then next, I'm going to hop over to next week and start on next week's spread. We have next week, The Summer I Turned Pretty show, season 3 finally comes out, which I'm excited about, and I just wanted another excuse to do a beachy theme. So we're going to do that. Okay. So now I'm going to do kind of the same thing, but I'm going to do like, I kind of want to do a coral background, and I don't know if this is going to be smart. Like, I feel like this is going to ruin it a little bit, but we're going to roll with it and try it, and we'll see. Let me grab a large. So I'm going to use, again, I'm going to use a bigger brush. I'm just trying to think what color. Because I want to do like a corally pink. I don't know that I love, what's she sell? Solar Taffy. Seems like a good name for a beach shade. Oh yeah, this is good. Hi, Trace. Oh no. I hope everything's okay. I have just been doing, I finished my July setup for like the month, and I will flip through that in a little bit. And I just finished this week's planner layout. And now I am on next week's, and then my plan is to hopefully get this done pretty fast and then do at least 2 weeks in my reading journal, preferably 4, because I need to back plan last week. I need to do this week. So that'll be one spread, and then preferably I can get ahead into next week so that I don't have to be back planning a lot, because I've been doing a really good job on keeping up with my reading planner until it got so hot that I didn't want to do anything. Because I was without air for 2 weeks, and it was like the hottest part of the year. So I really have been out of the office and out of like planning in general. So I'm doing a little bit of a catch-up day here. I meant to be live yesterday, but then I realized, because I didn't have a planner, I hadn't written down that I had a bookish event. And so, yeah, so I forgot about it. I had to move to today because I didn't want to go another week without going live, because it's been way too long as it is. And then also, this just helped me keep up in my planner. Even more so than just like showing you guys stuff you can do with your stencils. Like I need the accountability to sit down and plan. No air sucks. Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, it was an expensive fix because we needed a whole new air conditioning system, and because our furnace is 16 years old and they typically go between 16 and 18 years, they recommended that, and like several people and several outside people recommended that we fix our furnace as well. So we got the whole shebang. Did it all. But it unfortunately took a really long time, because first we had to get somebody out to like look at our air system, and then we had to get somebody out to like give us quotes, and nobody was calling us back, and it was a whole thing that was rather unpleasant. And I'm glad it's over with. So now I'm gonna kind of pick some fun shades to kind of, hopefully they show up well. Our home never had a unit. Oh, yikes. That's not fun. So we did have an air conditioner unit, and it wasn't working. That's not going to show up very well. So we're going to have to be a little more. Let's see. Maybe a little darker tone will do too. Just trying to line this back up now. Yeah, no, it was miserable. Thankfully, like, I had already planned on being out of town for a little bit of it. So that helped for sure. But it was just not fun. And it was the hottest part of the year here. Like, obviously Michigan's not as hot as like Florida or whatever, but when it's hot, it's stifling hot. And it has been that way here for a few weeks now. We got a little bit of break the last few days, but it's coming right back this weekend. So I'm very thankful to be back in the land of the air condition. That's for sure. Definitely was very excited when we got our air conditioner back. And the funny thing is that we got it back, but then like a day later the line had froze, so they had to come back the next day. That night, oh, that was the worst, because I was like, it was supposed to be fixed, and here we are with the windows open again. But it was funny because like when we were trying to get somebody out, it was just like there were so many houses on the street, like you could tell everybody's air was out, or I mean everybody was struggling because it was so hot in general, but it was not fun. But yeah, it has to be even worse in Florida. Now this is one of our unreleased stencils. It is a larger shell pattern. And it will definitely be out with the new stuff. because I adore it. And I just realized I haven't been washing this down, and I don't know why. It does. It happens. It's an odd night because I'm usually on Tuesdays. But I had a bookish event last night, and I didn't want to miss another live week. I'm already so far behind in my planning. Plus, like, it just gets me in a groove of doing stuff and holding myself a little more accountable in my planner. I've been doing a really good job of staying up to date in my reading planner this year, so it's nice to have this to, like, you know, force myself to, like, get out my planner and use it. So I really didn't want to go another one without a live, so that's why I made sure to go live today. But it is a different day for me to be live, so that's probably part of the problem, honestly. Everyone's like, no, Tuesdays don't work, or Wednesdays don't work for me. I told you this. I just had to carve out a little bit of time to make myself do it. You know, if I'm here planning anyways, I might as well be live chit-chatting. Is that a stencil in the middle? It is, they're called anti-stencils, but essentially, yes, it's just a stencil I use to block other stencils. So, these are the large ones. So there are two of them that I'm using. And it's what I use to kind of get that crisp, like, white in the middle. And I can just use my stencil over it, and that way nothing will kind of get onto my paper or the area that I want to use to plan in. It's just a little bit of a hack that there is a small and a medium in the shop too that are just like boxes. And so you can use those and move the boxes around kind of as you see fit. I have for the last like year and a half or so been in this, like, I really like this big center box that everything is in. Occasionally I'll call an audible and do something different and bring out those boxes. But for the most part, I actually like the large one to use it as just a nice big box that everything's together in. Now I'm kind of moving this stencil around a little bit because I started it that way. There's really no reason I'm doing it, but when there's a pattern that you feel like your space isn't right for, you can definitely always do this. I typically won't washi it down even though I should, or I'll put like one piece of washi tape that's easy to move, just to help it stay there and not have to hold on to it for dear life. But this is kind of like a Summer I Turn Pretty-ish layout, kind of abstractly. I feel like one of the books has like a bunch of seashells on the cover though, so. Or one of the like special editions I saw did. I reread those books early thinking that something I saw said that they were out like June like 15th or something, and so right before that I like reread them all really fast, only to realize like no, it's July like 16th or something, and I was like, dang it. I was ready for it too. Now I have to decide if I'm gonna reread them again, which like they're super fast, so I mean that's one positive, but the negative is that I just read it. Anything new in the shop? The last release we've had was the Spring PVC one. So that was, oh no, I'm sorry. Spring PVC, which was the beachy stuff. And then I did the space stuff in May. So there is some space stuff. And then there is another release that'll be coming out. I had intended to do it like last weekend, but again, when our air was out, I just didn't get to anything. but there's another, like a part 2 of our beach release that actually includes the stencil and the one I used for the sharks in the last layout. And then there will be new stuff towards the end of the month. I'm going to be participating in a sale, and I'm not 100% sure I'm allowed to announce that yet, so I'm not going to announce which one, but it'll be towards the end of the month, and it's like a Christmas in July sale. So there'll be some like Christmas, maybe some like beachy Christmas stuff then. And then I don't know what after that. Maybe some travel stuff. Maybe some back to school stuff too. We'll see. Yeah, the space stuff I did kind of around the time, I don't know if you're in the peanut butter taco group, but she did a space readathon. So I did some like spacey stuff to coordinate with that for when I did my layout. Because most of the time I design for myself. Stranger Things. It's funny, I never watched that, but like I know it's something I would probably enjoy. I just have never gotten into it, so I need to watch it and maybe I could do some things. Unless you have like specific suggestions. I haven't watched it, so otherwise I'll need to either watch it. So I don't have anything specifically now, but I could definitely do that. I was at a book event on Friday, and the writer writes like YA, like D&D kind of inspired or influenced books. But kids that play D&D, not like dragon-y books. And she mentioned Stranger Things, and I was like, I really do need to just like pick that up at some point. Oh, that's so cool. That's awesome. I need to sit down and watch it. I feel like there's like a couple shows that are like on my horizon, and I don't watch shows like super often because if I'm like alone, I'm usually audiobooking. And then if I'm like not alone, my boyfriend's there with me, and he's not like, he likes watching history documentaries, so we don't really see eye to eye on that. And so I don't watch a ton of shows. There's only a couple days a week that I'm like alone to watch, and again, that's like only if I feel like watching kind of thing. But I really want to get back into the like mindless, like just watching some shows for enjoyment. I put a lot of pressure on myself to read a lot of books early on this year, and I'm kind of debating if I want to keep like the like blistering pace I've been at, or if I do want to just kind of like relax a little bit and watch some good shows. And because like Summer I Turned Pretty, the last season is coming out soon. And then the We Were Liars show I think is out too, and I haven't watched that yet. And I think there's a couple shark shows that I saw as I was watching something else. Yeah, but that is something I do want to pick up at some point. So maybe I will do that soon, unless, like I said, unless you have like specific things you want to see and can like point me in like very specific directions. But anyway, yeah, so I was at like this book event, and she mentioned Stranger Things, and I was like, oh, was that like D&D-ish? Like, and then I was like, I really should pick that up at some point. Yeah, okay. Let me know. I'll definitely have to check it out anyways. So, but I can start kind of brainstorming it especially if I start watching it too. All right, so there is next week, and I will do a quick flip through of everything I've done this live so far in this planner before I flip over to my book planner. All right, so there is my beachy Summer I Turn Pretty loosely inspired layout for next week, and then our shark week for this week. And then I also did a full month layout. So that's our first hour. This hour, I grab my reading planner and work in there a little bit. Because I still have a lot of stuff to do. I do need to update some of the stuff in the beginning of my reading planner. I'm not quite through all the books I've read. And then I've been to more bookish events that I'll have to add on here. I haven't been to another silent book club, but I think maybe I will this month. I'm not sure. I have to remember what date I signed up for because I might not be able to do that. And then I definitely have a lot of stuff in the back I have to update. I have to update my arcs and all that. But I'll do that off camera because that's like boring and non-stencil-y. This is what we did last time. And like I can see, I haven't planned it all in July in here because I'll put like a sticker every time that I read a book. Like here's my June calendar. And so it looks like I left off on July 1st. So that makes sense. Okay. So I think for this page, we'll just do some like generic-y fireworks, red, white, and blue kind of fireworks. Because obviously 4th of July. And that'll be easy to do fast. And I believe I also have, let me pull this out and look before I'm pretty sure I have like some patriotic-ish numbers and or a like sticker kit kind of thing to use. Or maybe I don't, oh no. I thought I did. Dang it. Definitely have all the Christmas ones, though. I do have red numbers, though, so worst comes to worst, we can do that. I really swore I had something, though, so I might have to look a little deeper in here, because I thought I did. Definitely a lot of seasonal stuff, but I am not seeing the 4th of July, which is a bummer. Because I know Monica has a 4th of July kit too, which makes me like, where did I get this? This is from Peanut Butter Taco. Let's Peanut Butter Taco is her reading group. And her sticker shop is Peanut Butter Taco on Etsy. She might not have these specific cover designs. This one, I think she has probably her newest cover, but it's very similar. I think she has a couple other covers as well. Oh, here it is. Perfect. So here's the Freedom Ring one. And then I think I might have pulled it out the last time, and that's how I know she had it. Let me grab my bag. Where is it? Yeah, she's actually one of my good friends. She lives super close to me. So this is actually her reading planner too. It's a Bookworm Life planner. And she does a lot of, these are all her stickers. She has like some general date stuff, but a lot of reading stuff because she's kind of niched into that. There we go. There is our, oh no, that's the Let Freedom Ring one again. That's just our stickers. Oh no. Oh, I use them for, okay. I use them for the other, for the monthly kit. That's right. This is the sticker kit I'm going to use when we go on our book vacation, our beachy bookcation. Let's see if there's one more. I don't think there is. I think I could just do baseball on it. But I want to use the baseball one for when we go as a group. So we'll leave that there. And we'll just use the red numbers for... Yeah, definitely look her up. She's awesome. We love Monica. So we've got Monday in blue, do Tuesday in blue. No, do Tuesday in red. Yes. Wednesday in blue. No, Wednesday in red. No. Dang it. Okay. We'll just write them. Like I don't 100% love that. Oh no, that matches. Okay. We'll do it. So the 30th. In fact, let's just do like a... Monica's great. She has a lot of her stuff is focused on reading. But she does have like other general stuff. A lot of it's really bright and colorful, rainbowy, like kind of the rainbow bookshelves and just rainbow stuff in general. A lot of her sheets have like a rainbow of stickers kind of thing, of colors, not of stickers. Just like really bright stuff. A lot of like parenting stuff. School stuff because she used to be a teacher, sports like icons and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, she's an awesome person. She's actually coming up on her 10th birthday as a shop, which is amazing. I know it's later in July, so I'm not sure the exact dates of it, but I know she'll probably do something super fun and awesome for that. So definitely keep an eye out. And I think her like social media Instagram is like Plan with Monica, something like that too. So yeah, definitely check her shop out if you're looking for the sticker storage, the bookish stickers, all that kind of stuff. Okay, so I got the dates down. And I'm going to give me 1 second to kind of organize this really quick because I pulled out a lot of random colors and that's just too much. Let's do a little lighter blue. Yeah, I don't really, yeah, I don't care that it's like super precise. I have this little like sticker keeper. It's honestly two. it's too much of a hassle for me. I've tried to, one of the things that like bullet journaling has helped me do is kind of like let go of the like need to be precise, because it was eating me up a lot. It was a lot of me like feeling like if my stuff wasn't perfect, it wasn't good at all. And so I've kind of started trying to let myself be okay with it being a little crooked, a little off-center, even if it's stuff I post on social media. If it's not perfect, it's not perfect. Yeah, see, like, the tweezer thing just... that I'm also lazy about, because I just feel like that would just be, like... It would annoy me to take all that time and then still, like, fight and get it straight. I'd rather just be a little crooked. It is what it is. Hi, Leanne. Long time no talk. So yeah, so like I just let myself be okay with it being crooked and a little wonky, and not feeling like I have to be perfect is important to me. Because like when I first started planning, it was a lot of like, I felt like I had to buy all the right stickers. I had to, you know, be in the right groups, like post my pictures in the right way. And that's just not me. And it's not conducive for my like mental health. Allowing myself to be a little more free with it and, you know, giving myself some grace. Like, this is for fun. This is a hobby. This is to keep me organized. The rest of it is just icing on the cake, right? Like, I can't take it too seriously or it'll eat me alive, and I don't want that. So I just, you know, I let it be. If it's stickers wonky, it's wonky. And like, that's not to say like if you want perfect, like that's cool. Like you should definitely do it for yourself. And even though like I post this stuff, I'm gonna post this video on YouTube. Even though I do all that, it's for me. And this is me, and I'm not a perfect influencer. I'm not, you know, I am who I am. Oh, shoot. I do that kind of stupid stuff and then ruin my red ink. Like, life's too short to be perfect. Or to hold yourself to perfection, I guess I should say. Let's just have fun. That's one of the things I really enjoy about my junk journal, is it lets me really embrace that. Because it's just quote unquote junk. Like, I love that about it. And that's one of the reasons I also like stencils, is I feel like one of the reasons I started using stencils and I started bullet journaling was that I had this, like, when I first got into the planner community, I didn't think I was good enough. I knew nothing I made would be as perfect as all these other pictures, and you know, all these great layouts with like these sticker kits, and I was on a super tight budget at that time too. So it's like when I did buy a sticker kit, it was always like I would hoard it and hoard it and hoard it until like the perfect time to use it. And whenever that perfect time came up, like inevitably I would get sick, or like my entire week would change, or like it would just be like a disaster of like, I hoarded this for nothing and I finally used this and I spent money on this and it didn't come out as I wanted it. So that was kind of one of my motivations when I started seeing like Tim Holtz and all this inking and stuff. I started seeing people use stencils, and like that was a time like bullet journals started becoming popular. I started figuring out how to use stencils like in my planner and in my, I wasn't a happy planner at that time. So, it just became something that allowed me more freedom and more, grace away from the like perfectionism of it all and like the keeping up with the people kind of thing. And me myself, I'm a creative person, and so the creativity of it was important to me too. So it definitely was just a little bit of like a come to Jesus moment of like, what did I want to get out of this, and who was I doing this for? Like even my shop stuff, like in the end it's for me. It's not for social media and stuff. Like, yeah, like I post it. I show examples. I get on here and show you guys as I'm planning. But in the end, it's for me. So, if it's wonky, it's wonky. If my lines aren't there, like, I have ways I can fix it. And I think part of accepting that, like, things aren't going to be perfect is also, like, learning that when you make huge mistakes, like, you have the ability to fix them. Like, there's several things I could do to fix that. Like, I could pull it all up. I could put some stickers over it. I could use my sand eraser. I could put washi over it. I could figure it out, but I'm not going to because I'm okay with it. So, I think that's a good thing to keep in mind too, is that like being able to fix things kind of like, I feel like leads me to like not care as much if it's not perfect, because if it starts bothering me, then I can just cover it up somehow. So, but yeah, I would also stab myself with the pointy tweezers. I also have like from stuff, I have tweezers somewhere too. I just don't keep them with my stuff because, especially the ones that like are and I think these are the ones people use for stickers, the ones that are like, you squeeze it to open it. Like that one screws with my head a little bit. Like I just can't get around it. Like I don't understand it at all. Okay, so then next we're gonna go kind of the same like vibe of my planner is we're gonna do a like shelly beachy week, or 2 weeks, I guess. I'm like not even this into the summer turn pretty, but it just is like what I want to do, I think, right now. Like I want an excuse to have like a beachy. And the funny thing is I don't think I even have any like super beachy stickers. So it's just gonna be kind of like a vibe. Let me pick out some colors here. So maybe like the teals. I like the teal. I'll definitely throw in some yellow. And I'm pretty sure I have a corally. I might also have to like do an SOS for Monica to bring me some of those the next time I see her. Some pinks and corals and beachy stuff. Oh, here we go. It's like summery. We could do that. We could also do a lemon theme. That'd be cute. Cute. Yeah, so we'll just do that. We'll do that like summery pink. Here's a pink, a couple pinks. Definitely use that. We could possibly use those. Could also use those calendars. Those are cute. Oh, we could use these ones. Although I think I want to use these for next month too. Let me look at my beach, my bookcation stickers and see what the color vibe are for that. Yeah, I don't think I want to use these because the vibe is just not. I might need a use these for sure. That color match as well. Okay, cool. We'll do that. Okay, and this will be the beach. Let me grab I think I'm gonna use the smaller shells for this one. Just to kind of mix it up a little bit. So give me 1 second to find those. Wherever I put my binder with all my stencils. I could also use the surfboards. Surfboards are fun too. Yeah, we're just gonna stick with that. I'm gonna kind of use, again, kind of like stick with the same kind of color scheme. I do want to wash this down really quick. Gonna kind of like pull in some of the colors from these stickers and that kind of thing. That's gonna be kind of my goal in here, unless like realism to the color of shells or anything. And then let's use a nice bright yellow. And then actually let's add in just a touch of this like tan. Just to kind of tone it down a little bit. So again, I'm just gonna kind of add in like some color, mix that in with a little bit of the yellow in here, and then add a little bit of the blue too. I'm just gonna repeat the same thing on the other side. It's only 9:30, so that's exciting because I'll definitely be able to finish this and then get off of here, and we'll have done a lot, and I'll have time to take a few pictures and still hopefully be close to bed before midnight or whatever time it is. I don't even know. I'm just continuing to work on adding a little bit of color, some of these pops of these seashells, and getting them all kind of mixed in really well. And I don't care if the colors kind of run into each other. In fact, that's kind of the point of how I do this, is that they do mix and they do kind of create these other patterns and spots where like some of it's really dark and some of it's really light, and there's this really interesting, even if it's gray color, like I just really like the way it kind of interplays there. All right, so we're down to our very last part of this. The other cool thing is like seeing that there's like colors that have been on here and watching how that like some of the ink color that's already on this stencil will kind of like create these other combos. So I think that's fun too. So yeah, there you kind of have it. And then the last thing I'm going to do is put on some date dots here, and then I'll be free to go back and back plan a lot, because I got a lot of back planning to do. And a lot of cleaning. Okay, so let me add, I said I wanted to use these, but I'm kind of unsure what color I want to use. I just want to use these like general kind of little daintier stickers, or those. And then maybe these coral. Ooh, orange would be pretty. I'll just do blue. Blue will tone it down a little bit, I think, which I kind of want a little bit of. So we'll do that. I don't know what they were starting with the 14th. Trying to decide exactly how I want to do this too. Do I do there? Do I do there? Here? This way? We'll go low. Do the 15th. Although that kind of looks like it's like the 15th is Monday. We'll just go high. 15th. th 17th, 18th, 19th, two. So yeah, so I know this was kind of an odd night for me to have our live. I do plan on going back to Tuesdays regularly. I'm gonna have to look at my calendar because now I feel like I'm just signing up for random stuff and I don't know when it's at. But the plan is to be live again next Tuesday at 8 o'clock as usual. If there's any changes, of course, I will post in the group. I know there is one Tuesday coming up that I actually just bought tickets to a baseball game on because they're having like a book club night. And me and some of my local friends are going. So, I won't be available for that one, obviously. But other than that, and that one I'll kind of play it by ear, whether I'm going to reschedule or just cancel it. just depending on how, you know, deep into like planning I get in the next couple weeks. Because I believe it's like in August, so. Other than that, I'm just kind of planning on being Tuesdays. I don't want to do the same color. I'll do orange. I've kind of used like the same couple colors in this rainbow one like over and over, so now they're all these colors that I like don't like as much, or like there's not any pinks in here, and I know there was definitely pinks in the rainbow, but I've like picked them all out, so now they're all kind of like the same couple colors that like I haven't liked in any of the other spreads I've done. Oh well, this is a good one to get rid of it because I don't really know exactly how I want the colors to look, so it is what it is. It's just gonna be that way. Alright, so there is that finished spread, and then we also did this spread in my bookworm life this week, for this and next week, or last week and this week, and then the next 2 weeks in this one, and then next time we plan, I believe I'll be planning the week of my bookcation, because I think it'll be, I have to check the dates, because I could be 1 week wrong, but either way, next time I'll probably do it. And then after that, or before that, actually, we got a ton done tonight. I love when I'm prepared. Like, I feel like we got a ton done, and it's still only an hour and a half. We did all of this. And all of this, although I did have some things slightly done beforehand. So we did our whole July calendar, and then we did all of this week in our Shark Week one, and then next week in our like beachy summer return pretty vibes. So the next time I'll definitely be planning the 21st week and the 28th week, maybe even the August monthly, because we're flying through these. So yeah, hopefully I can stay on track and be here next week to keep our good pace up. So anyway, that's all I have for you tonight. I'm gonna get off of here, take some pictures, and then probably do a little bit of back planning. Yeah, like I said, you can look for me next week here on Tuesday at 8 p.m. If there's any changes, I will definitely post in the group, but hopefully now that our air is fixed and theoretically summer is kind of evening out a little bit, but I can't really say that, but I will hopefully be here next Tuesday at 8, barring anything that comes up, which I don't really think there's anything that I can foresee coming up. Obviously that's kind of the definition of coming up, but I can't think of anything because people are on vacation and I feel like I have the house mostly to myself. So we should be good. So, oh, I have these cute ones I could have put in there. Maybe I'll add them there when I plan. I'm going to take some pictures and get off of here. Thank you guys for joining. I love seeing all your faces again. Hopefully we can get back on a good regularly scheduled, live here on Tuesdays now that our power's back. So, thank you all again. This will be posted on YouTube. Maybe tomorrow or maybe the next day, not 100% sure, but I'll get up on YouTube because these videos are deleting after 30 days now. So yeah, hope you all have a great night. Good night.